Yeah, it's
She's
really-
always trying to get her dad to do the right fucking thing.
Well, let's talk about
Always.
that. Let's talk about that because there's a lot of people who argue that in many ways Ivanka is there to whitewash her father's actions. So she talks about the empowerment of women and, putting aside the fact that her father is a serial assaulter of women for just a moment.
They love it.
But also, he is enabling the disempowering of women. In fact, I think there are the vast majority of things that they have been able to pass at this point, right? I mean, the defunding of Planned Parenthood, Trump administration just defunded the UN Population Fund, which provides all sorts of health care work for women, including providing those dreaded contraceptives that suggest women are having pleasure during sex as opposed to using it for what it's meant to be.
Actually, to be fair,
procreation.
I could imagine people like Trump and O'Reilly in their own version having a problem with that proposition.
The world now has $40 million less to help vulnerable women and moms and moms-to-be and whatnot. So she's asked by Gayle King, do you feel complicit in these actions?
We hear the phrase complicit, that Jared and Ivanka are complicit in what is happening to the White House. Can you just weigh in on how you feel about that? There have been articles, there have been parodies. What do you think about that accusation?
If being complicit is wanting to...
Don't say make money. Don't say make money.
Is wanting to be a force for good and to make a positive impact, then I'm complicit. I don't know that the critics who may say that of me, if they found themselves in this very unique and unprecedented situation that I am now in, would do any differently than I'm doing.
Do you see how she now perceives herself as a victim?
Yes.
Right?
That's how they all do.
I am in an unprecedented situation. Not I've put myself in an unprecedented situation. It's I am in an unprecedented situation. I just materialized here in the White House as someone with no experience whatsoever and took this job because it is unprecedented that a child of a president would not work for the president, except for that's the unprecedented part. It's really, she believes like she has no choice. And so I'm here doing the best that I can. She didn't have to campaign with him. Certainly Tiffany did not.
Well,
She didn't have
that was
to.
for other reasons.
I imagine, now I don't know the nature of her relationship with her husband, but I imagine she could have said to her husband, like, hey, this is probably not such a great idea to get involved with.
But I want to go to Iraq. I want to do this. The big strategy, don't you
I have
see?
ideas about.
I got
have ideas about
too.
Middle East peace. How many times have I said
How
if
many-
I could just get in there and talk to a boss?
No one thinks that I'm smart, but I'm smart. Not what everybody says.
I didn't buy my way into Harvard.
I didn't buy my way into Harvard like everybody says. If they did my ideas for the condos in Hoboken, we'd have even more money. And it'd be the first rooftop tennis court in New Jersey. But Dad said no. And now we could have peace if anyone would just listen.
Poor Ivanka. Forced to be in proximity, or as we might say, close proximity to the president and the chief advisor, the czar of everything. What other choice did she have? But
I
just
didn't
try-
want to innovate government, but when you're called to serve, you got to do it. I didn't want to own the New York Observer, but when you're called to buy a newspaper with your dad's money that you inherited after doing nothing with your life and proving no skill set in anything so you can promote yourself so people think you're smart because you are smart and they don't know it, you got to do it. It's totally unfair. I want to go to Iraq.
I mean, for God's sakes, the First Lady doesn't even live in Washington. She lives in New York.
You want to know how to deal with proximity? How about this? I never see fat orange man. He awful rapey other woman.
Yeah.
I pee myself, no him.
I
How
just,
about you learn from me, little blonde dum-dum? Well, no one understand I am smartest in the whole operation. Everyone else is stupid.
I just want to point out that she doesn't know what complicit means.
What do you mean?
She literally doesn't know the definition of complicit because complicit. If complicit what does she say? If complicit means wanting to be a force
Wanting
for
the
good.
best to happen. Yeah.
No, that's not what complicit means. And she went to. I'm not
But
sure.
she said if. What she's trying to do.
Because she doesn't know the definition of
having-
complicit.
I think, to be fair to
She
her,
went to the best one of the 8 best boarding schools in the Northeast. Then she went to Georgetown. Then she went to UPenn.
But you realize what she's saying, right? She's saying like
I don't know what
the charge
it means.
the charge is that she's complicit because she's there advocating and giving cover for Trump. And what she's doing is she's changing the definition to basically say like, well, you could say it's complicit, or I could say it's me finding myself in this situation and doing the best I can.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I also just want to say that I think she just doesn't know what it means.
Do you think that Ben Kingsley's character in Schindler's List was complicit because he worked with Oscar Schindler to rescue people? Well, I rest my case on my
I
wife's
just think
behalf.
that like she's just pretending like she
Hello?
has no agency in this whatsoever. And
No, not only that,
and
she's pretending-
justifying.
and she's pretending she's a victim.
If by having a
said.
hooker pee on a bed Barack Obama used, you mean make America great again, guilty as charged.
And if you mean specifically selecting the bed that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama stayed in so a girl could form a human pyramid around you and pee on you, means bring back American jobs in manufacturing the heartland, well, guilty as charged. I guess I'm complicit.
If assaulting women means letting them know how much respect I have for them, then yes, I assaulted them.
If grabbing women's, wait, let me do it like this. Grabbing women's vaginas and then taking them on weird shopping
Vaginas.
expeditions is an opportunity to highlight the importance of Rape and Sexual Assault Prevention Month, then so be it. I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Hey folks, Sam Seder here. Donald Trump can kiss all of our asses. And one way he can is by you subscribing to this channel. I don't know how that works.